afternoon, basketball fans. Welcome to Chaos inside the W.T. Watson Center, home of the Muleriders, and site of this afternoon's matchup featuring the Buccaneers. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the starting lineups for this afternoon's game. They are brought to you by Farmers Banking Trust with 4 locations in Magnolia. Farmers Banking Trust is here for you. First, the starters for the visiting Buccaneers, a 5'10" junior out of Franklin, Tennessee, number 0, Darcy Dorian. A 5'11" sophomore out of Memphis, Tennessee, number 10, Isabella Jones. 5'7" sophomore from Arlington, Kentucky, number 12, Carly Bates. 6' sophomore from Jackson, Tennessee, number 15, Emily Jones. And a 5'10" junior from Memphis, number 32, Yaya Coleman. Christian Brothers coached by Jesse Carmack, assisted by Don McGee. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting lineup for the Muleriders. Starters at 5'2" senior out of Hot Springs, number 0, Ariana Gwynn. A 5'9" senior from Magnolia, number 1, Casey Young. 5'7" junior out of Woodward, Oklahoma, number 5, Kinsey Ezekiel. A 5'8" sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio, number 14, Tiara Cook. And a 5'10" junior out of Carlisle, number 20, Callie Warren. Coaching staff for the Muleriders, Gregory assistants, Miles Sanders, assistant coach Alexis Sturgis, head coach of the Muleriders, Adam Collins.
Good afternoon, basketball fans. You are looking live inside the W.T. Watson Center here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Magnolia, Arkansas. We hope the Thanksgiving leftovers are even better on day 2. We thank you for joining us as we are underway here inside WT as the Southern Arkansas women's basketball program opening up their home slate this season, taking on the Christian brother Lady Bucks. Gwynn has it knocked away over to Kenzie Ezekiel in the corner. She drives in, stops, pivots, back out to the top. Warren thought about a three. And again, Gwynn drives in. And Warren will take a three. Count it on the assist from Ariana Gwynn. No better way to start your home slate than with a three-point bucket here 30 seconds into competition. And chaos has ensued as Adam Collins would like. And now Gwynn will take a three. Count it. Just like that, back-to-back trifectas. And Southern Arkansas out to a 6-0 lead. And that one's going to be on Kesey Young. Caught her reaching in. That's one thing Southern Arkansas you're going to see a lot of tonight and anytime you're inside the W.T. Watson Center. Love to run the press. They love to create chaos as Coach Collins has tabbed his program. On the floor for SAU, Gwynn, Young, Cook, Warren, and Ezekiel. 4 Christian brothers. Doran, Jones, Bates, Jones, and Coleman. And shot inside by Doran. Rims out and out of bounds. Southern Arkansas basketball, 6-0 Mulerider lead. A minute and 9 seconds into the competition today. Ezekiel over to Young. To Gwynn along the left wing. She'll drive baseline. Stomps, spins. Back, top of the key. A deep three from Warren. Hits the front of the rim and won't go. Rebound on the floor is going to go to Jones. Emily Jones with the rebound. And Cook found her coming in trying to grab the board as well. This will be CBU basketball. 6-0 Mulerider lead. And that one's picked off. Young to the basket. Sidesteps the defender and up off the glass. And it's an 8-0 run here to start the ball game. Driving in, shot won't go. Good defense from Warren. Ball's on the floor, picked up from Ezekiel. Southern Arkansas running. Won't have the numbers, she'll slow. And now Tierra Cook drives in, left hand, won't go. And rebound CBU, that's Jones. Outlet to Doran. Numbers momentarily, gets 2 defenders in the air, and it's blocked. Blocked by Kesey Young. Rebound goes to Kylie Warren. And Southern Arkansas playing fast both ends of the floor as you would expect. And shot just a little short. Ezekiel offensive rebound, kicks it out to Warren. Knocked away. Ariana Gwynn's got it, and she's going to be fouled. Darcy Doran called on the reach in. And Janae Jennings checks in as Gwynn will take a seat. 3 points for Ariana Gwynn and a steal. Just 2 minutes of action, 7:39 to play, first quarter. Warren looked in the corner to Ezekiel, back to Jennings. Bounce pass inside to Young, guarded heavily. Warren over to Cook. Now to Jennings. Over to Ezekiel. Cook's going to have a good look at it. Going to have to shoot. Young off balance and be a shot clock violation, a turnover for Southern Arkansas. Lady Bucks still looking for their first basket of the afternoon. That shot unsuccessful. Kesey Young with the rebound. All GEC performer last spring. Cook drives in, spun, actually created some distance, but throws it out to Jennings. Her three-point shot won't go. And defensive rebound from Emily Jones. Now CBU wanting to push it. And it gets knocked away. Tierra Cook. Folks, if you like entertaining basketball, it shouldn't take you too long to become a fan of Coach Adam Collins' squad. There is no stop in this bunch, right, wrong, or indifferent. It is full speed all the time. Jones' shot is blocked. Some changes for Southern Arkansas on the floor. Jennings and Ezekiel remain in. Dory Brown checks in, as does Maggie Evans and Lily Moore. Moore has it over to Brown. Look to Jennings in the corner. Drives in, not a good pass, and a good bucket there from Moore. on the assist from Brown, and then it's a 10-0 lead for Southern Arkansas. Driving all the way, and nobody picked her up. Bucket for the Lady Bucks, first one of the afternoon. That's Carly Bates. Ezekiel's got it. Southern Arkansas moving around the perimeter. Jennings, a couple of steps inside the three-point stripe. Shot won't go. Rebound's going to go to Coleman. Bates has it. And good defense there from Southern Arkansas. Into the corner, Emily Jones, a three-point shot. And just like that, the lead has been cut in half, 10-5. 5-0 run here for CBU. 5:38 clock ticking here in the first quarter. Jennings over to Ezekiel, wide open look. You don't get more wide open than that. She makes them pay, lead back to 8, 13-5. Southern Arkansas, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc so far here in the early going. And Jones, another three-point shot, a little long. Ezekiel with the rebound. Kinsey brings it across the timeline, and she's going to force the subject, drives inside. A little too firm on the shot attempt with the right hand. Jones has it up the floor, and good defense from Jennings, almost knocks it away. Instead, back out to Jones, and she hits the deck. And it should be a foul call, and they're going to give it to Maggie Evans. And so some more changes for Southern Arkansas. It'll be Jessica Jones and Diamond Morris checking in when we come back from the media. Southern Arkansas 13, Christian Brothers 5. 5:03 to play, first quarter action. Coming out of the media timeout, 13-5 is our score. Southern Arkansas leads Christian Brothers by 8. For CBU, the 5 starters that took to the floor to begin the game have not left the floor. And for Southern Arkansas, we've already seen 9 players in action. You're going to see a couple more here with Diamond Morris on the floor. As well as Jessica Jones. So Southern Arkansas already played 11 players here 5 minutes into the ball game, and a good move there on the low block from Coleman. Jones over to Morris. Brown back over to Jones. Southern Arkansas keeping around the perimeter. Jennings has it, looked inside momentarily, instead throws it out to Evans. Morris has it. Leading scorer for this squad a year ago, and turns it over, tried to get it to Jones. It'll be an easy look at the basket, and the transition bucket is good from Montgomery. Jennings set the screen momentarily for Jones. They she'll work to her left. Over to Morris, back to the top end. Jones trying to reset things. And again, it's knocked away. That's Montgomery. She's going to be contested by Morris, but Montgomery's able to give it away to Emily Jones, streaking along that left side and scores. And just like that, it was a 10-0 lead for Southern Arkansas, and the advantage has been cut to just a bucket. And Coach Collins wants a timeout, as he's going to put a fresh 5 on the floor following this break here with 3:44 to play in the first quarter. 13-11 is our score. Southern Arkansas opened on a 10-0 run, and it's since been an 11-2 run from the Lady Bucks. And that's where we stand at 13-11. Out of the Southern Arkansas timeout. That's Ezekiel. Her three-point shot won't go. Offensive rebound, Kylie Warren. And again, good ball movement. Ezekiel, another look at it. And Kesey Young with an offensive rebound. Now Gwen will take a three. Count it. It's good. Ariana Gwen from beyond the arc. Her second trifecta of the afternoon. And it's 16-11 Southern Arkansas. Nearly trapped an offensive player along the far side. Colton drives in. Her shot hits the front and back of the rim and out. They'll throw it out to Doran. It was Montgomery on the rebound, and she'll get the assist as Doran sinks the three-point bucket. And back and forth we go inside the WT Watson Center. Young drives in, lost it off of her knee. McMath, the give to Montgomery, and the transition bucket is good. And we are all tied at 16 here with 2:40 to play. And now knocked around. That's Jones. She's going to have an easy look at it. And then back-to-back transition buckets. And Christian Brothers with an 18-16 advantage. Starting to play Southern Arkansas style, knocking the balls loose and being able to recover them and take them the distance in transition baskets. Young takes a shot. She'll get an assist from Ezekiel. And McMath has it knocked away. Good defense there from Ezekiel, and actually going to call her for a foul on the reach-in. And now wholesale changes for Southern Arkansas. Brown, Morris, Evans, Jennings, and Moore hit the floor for SAU. Montgomery, Jones, Coleman, McMath, and Doran on the floor for Christian Brothers. Former Gulf South Conference opponents, these two programs. Jennings with it, and it gets kicked away. They'll call kick ball, so they'll reset it near side, just off the Christian Brothers bench. Get the shot clock reset. 1:46 to play, first quarter action. All knotted up at 18. Brown drives in. Had a good look at it. Good job creating her own shot. Could not get it to go. And they're going to call Maggie Evans with a foul. It's going to be her second personal foul. Team foul number 4 for the Muleriders. Dorn inbound. Gets it into Montgomery. Now Coleman's got it, being guarded by Moore. Brown comes over to help. She's trapped at the moment, and nicely done. Lily Moore, Dory Brown forcing the turnover as Jessica Jones checks in. Evans will take a seat. Possession arrow will remain with the Lady Bucks. McMath has it quickly over to Coleman inside to Jones. She tried to get it to Montgomery. It's knocked away. Jennings comes away with it. And that one's kicked over into the student section. All knotted up at 18. Got a good one developing here inside the WT Watson Center. And Moore from just inside the charity stripe She knocks it down. Southern Arkansas regains the lead at 20-18. McMath has it. Thought about a three. Instead kicks it back out. Coleman will take one. And it's good. And Christian Brothers back on top. Jones has it. Kicks it over to Morris. Drives in. Two defenders on her. She throws it away. Tried to get it back to the top in Lily Moore. And instead of being knee and knocked out, actually going to call a foul here on Moore. And now two shots coming for Montgomery. 37.4 seconds to play, first quarter. 21-20 is our score. Southern Arkansas looking to get back into the win column after a tough loss at the University of Texas Tyler on Wednesday. It's actually their first loss of the season. They enter at 3-1. And Jennings loses it out of bounds. So now Christian Brothers have an opportunity to build onto this 23-20 lead. Forced turnover there for the Muleriders. Montgomery inbound from the far corner. Bates back into the ball game for the Lady Bucks. She controls it at the top. Jennings guards. Over to Jones along the right wing. Back to Bates. Morris comes out to contest. About a 3-second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. And two trapped in the corner. Again, they're able to get it back out. Coleman's got it. She's going to drive in and tries to dish at the last second. And they're going to have a whistle. And we've got some last-second changes. It's going to be Warren and Ezekiel. A three-point duo checking in for Southern Arkansas. They've got 4.2 seconds to work with. Shot clock obviously is off. See if they get an attempt here before the quarter ends to potentially tie this ball game up. And Morris is going to have to take it from half court. And not a bad look. Shot won't go. And that'll do it for the first 10 minutes of action inside the W.T. Watson Center. Christian Brothers 23, Southern Arkansas 20. Offensive rebound for the Muleriders coming out of the quarter break. And the shot in the corner from Jones won't go. Emily Jones for Christian Brothers with the rebound. And now the Lady Bucks control it on the other end. Driving in, that's Montgomery. She's going to get the basket and the foul. 23 seconds into the second quarter. And the CBU lead is now at 5. on the floor. I was just about to say Ariana Gwynn also on the floor, and she's got the basket. 22nd point for the Muleriders here this afternoon. And it's going to be a kick out. Coleman's got it, guarded by Ezekiel. Jones has it. She drives in. Good defense as Gwynn comes away with the rebound, and instead, actually, she gets it knocked away from her. No foul call. And now a three-point shot on the far side. That was Bates with the bucket. The lead is now 7 for CBU, the largest for the Lady Bucks. Coach Collins arguing his case that it should have been a foul call along the low block, like Gwynn might have got hit in the face. She seems to be okay. She brings it across the timeline. Over to Warren, looked inside to Young. Cook drives in, splits two defenders. Up off the glass, shot won't go. Offensive board, Kesey Young. She got it off the glass, the hoop and the harm, and she'll go to the line to try to finish off the old-fashioned three-point play.
One shot coming up from Kesey Young, foul number 12. Carly Bates, her first team first.
8:40 to play in the half. 29-24. And Young cashes in on the harm there after the inside bucket. Now Gwynn down. Player trap momentarily, and she's going to run into the back of her. One thing's for sure, when you play as fast as Southern Arkansas likes to, you're going to run into the opposition every now and then. That's part of it. Comes with the territory. Montgomery to inbound from the near side. Gets it out to Bates. Jones in the corner, too strong, air ball. But last touched by Southern Arkansas player, and it'll stay with CBU. Crawford to inbound. Jones had an open look. Instead, she elects to drive in, met by Ezekiel. Kick out goes to Coleman. She'll take the three. It rims out. Offensive rebound. Montgomery drives in, out to Jones, over to Bates. Good defense by Southern Arkansas. And turnover right there. That's Tiara Cook coming away with it. She kicks it. And CBU is going to come back with it over into the corner. That's Montgomery. Her three won't go. Gwynn with the rebound. Now Southern Arkansas will push it. And Gwynn throws it away. Jones comes away with it. And CBU has numbers as Warren unable to connect on the block attempt. And it's going to be Coleman with the bucket as Jones knocks that pass away. It'll stay with SAU. And foul going up with the shot attempt was Cook. They're going to tab Isabella Jones with the foul, her first personal. Second team foul here in the second quarter. Cook to the free throw line. First shot attempt won't go. Cook's second attempt rims out, fighting for the rebound. Isabella Jones comes away with it for CBU. Montgomery's going to drive in, and she is going to go in uncontested for an easy bucket. 33-25. Largest lead of the afternoon for the Lady Bucks is at 8 points. Warren, a corner three off the side of the backboard. Shot won't go. Offensive rebound. That's Cook. She gives it off to Gwynn, and she'll knock down the bucket to cut the deficit to just 6. Nearing the 7-minute mark here in the second quarter. And Montgomery gives away to Isabella Jones. Over to Emily Jones. And shot in the corner, that's Crawford. It won't go. Ariana Gwynn crashing in to get the rebound. And the old give and go to Ezekiel. The shot won't go. She had a good look at it. And on the floor, several players fighting for the rebound. And Christian Brothers was able to get a timeout with possession. Here at 6:36 to play in the second quarter. 33-27 is our score. Southern Arkansas trailing Christian Brothers by 6. Inbounds to Jones. And Coleman has it trapped. She might have walked. In fact, I think she did. It's knocked away. Tried to get it inside to Isabella Jones. Kesey Young comes away with it. She gives way to Jennings. Morris had a shot at the top of the key. Drives in instead. Kicks it inside to Young. She backs down her defender. And nice way to use the glass there. And Southern Arkansas has cut the deficit to 4 as Young knocks it out. Things for sure, if this style of play, they can get back to it here, the crowd will certainly get into it. 6:14 to play. Excuse me, 6:06. Got caught looking at the live stats. Bates defended by Brown. And a give and go inside to Crawford. She leaves it for Emily Jones. Up off the glass, and CBU answers. Jennings inbounds to Young, gives it back to Jennings. Throws to Morris in the corner. She's looking inside for Young, and nearly kicked off her foot, and it was. Emily Jones has it. Brown coming in, and Jones is going to cash in and have an opportunity at the free throw line. Count the bucket. And the lead is now 8. Jones with an opportunity to make it 9, which would be the largest of the afternoon for CBU. And Jones' shot is successful. Cameron Fennell in the game for Southern Arkansas. Brown controls it, and it's tipped away by Emily Jones. Isabella Jones comes away with it, and she shuffles her feet, and they're going to get the call. Finally going to get the call there right before she crossed the stripe. And so a much-needed turnover for Southern Arkansas, trailing by 9 here, 5:16 to play in the first half. Warren inbound from in front of the scorer's table. Warren has it knocked away. Isabella Jones comes away with it. I think it was Bates initially got her hand in there. Emily Jones in the corner. Inside to Isabella, back out to Emily. She'll drive in, tries to go by a defender and does. No whistle and the bucket. And it's an 11-point lead, the largest for either team here this afternoon. That one's knocked away. And again, Emily Jones comes away with it. I think Bates had her hand in there again, and she drives the length of the floor. No bucket, but she is fouled, and she'll have 2 shots coming here with 4:42 to play in the first half. First shot for Emily Jones is good. She's got 16 points, 16 of the 42 for Christian Brothers here in the first half. Brown has it, drives inside, kicks to Fennell, over to Warren, thought about a 3, instead gives way to Ezekiel. She'll drive in, and she's fouled trying to get to the basket. Coleman will be the transgressor. Ezekiel at the line. The first of her 2 attempts is successful. Deficit down to just a dozen. Second shot for Kinsey. It's good as well. Dorn back into the game. Coleman's got it. She'll take a 3. Shot won't go, and it'll go out of bounds. Last touch by the trigger of Coleman. Be Southern Arkansas basketball. Coach Collins' bunch looking for somewhat of a run here before the intermission. Brown drives in, throws it away. Isabella Jones with the steal. Kicks it up to Doran. Works to the right wing. Back out to Bates, guarded by Brown. Over to Coleman. Warren comes out to meet her. Coleman's shot won't go. Warren and Young both fight for the rebound. Gwynn comes away with it. She brings it across the timeline. Transition opportunity. Give way to Brown. Count the bucket. The assist from Kesey Young. And a good job running the floor by the Muleriders. Coleman's got it. Got somewhat lowered her shoulder. Brown's going to get the rebound. Brings it over to the right side. Ezekiel, she'll take the shot, nearly goes, and knocked out. Last touched by, I believe, Kylie Warren. This will be CBU basketball as Tierra Cook checks in for Kesey Young, and Diamond Morris takes to the floor for Dory Brown. Montgomery back in the game for the Lady Bucks. As Coleman takes a seat. 3:21 to play, first half action. 42-33 is our score. Bates has it, brings it across the timeline quickly, leaves it for Emily Jones. She'll drive with the left hand, kick out Montgomery, corner 3, and it rimmed out. Offensive rebound, Tierra Cook gives way to Cameron Fennell. Transition opportunity up to Diamond Morris, and the bucket nearly goes, but Diamond will head to the line for 2 shots. They're going to get Emily Jones on the foul. It'll be her first personal 14th foul here in quarter number 2. That was a good outlet pass from Cameron Fennell. Morris nearly was able to get the bucket to go. She makes good on her first free throw attempt. And fighting for the rebound, it's going to stay with Southern Arkansas. Nice job down low, Tierra Cook. And Isabella Jones battling for the loose ball. Morris now will inbound from the near baseline. Glenn Fennell, Cook, Warren, and Morris on the floor for SAU. Warren controls it. She'll drive in, draws a little contact, tries to get it to Cook. Instead, loose ball ends up back in Kylie's hands, and she'll sink the 2-point shot, and What was once a 12-point lead is now down to 6 and make it 4 after the steal from Tierra Cook and the bucket by Morris. Just like that, a blink of an eye. And they've turned it over as foul's going to be called on the floor. Ariana Gwynn, good effort trying to go to the basketball as Bates was knocked to the deck. And so 2 shots, but just like that, it was at 12, and now it's cut down to 4. In a span of about 90 seconds, 42-38 is our score. Two shots coming for Carly Bates, sophomore out of Arlington, Tennessee. First free throw successful for Bates. Second shot coming, it is good as well. Lead back to 6 for the Lady Bucks. Now gives way to Warren, quickly out to Morris, left wing. She drives in, has it knocked away. Bates comes up with it, and drawing the charge, Cameron Fennell. It'll be Southern Arkansas basketball, 2:25 to play first half. Braylee McMath checks in, the freshman. Warren to inbound, near baseline. Cook, Brown, Fennell, and Morris on the floor. Warren starts it out to Cook, over to Brown, quickly to Fennell, back to Warren. She'll take a 3, count it, from Cameron Fennell. Kylie Warren, nicely done. Great ball movement from the Muleriders, and now they'll press it on the defensive end of the floor. Montgomery brings it across, gets it to Coleman, over to McMath, and quickly in the corner, knocked away Dory Brown. Good effort there along the baseline. It'll stay with Christian Brothers. Dorn inbounds. It's over to Coleman. McMath thought about a long 3. Instead pulls it down. Quick pass over to the corner. Dorn back to McMath. She'll take the 3 now. Count it. Good look. Good shot. And it's good. And inside to Cook. She couldn't get it to go. Had a really good look at it. Coleman with the rebound. She brings it across the timeline. McMath. Over to Dorn. Back to McMath. Coleman gets it on the switch. McMath wasn't looking. Jones there to clean it up. Now Coleman will take a 3. And contested by Tierra Cook. She's saying it was tipped. I don't know about that. Might be hard to see a tip on a review. It's not zoomed in enough. Janae Jennings back into the ball game for SAU. Cameron Fennell will take a breather. 1:15, clock ticking here in the second quarter. Brown has it in the corner. Back to Jennings. She drives in. She'll have a decent look at it. Shot won't go. Gets her rebound. Is able to save it and kick it to Morris. She'll drive in, and she is met inside. I'm going to say contact was drawn, and so now Morris will have 2 shots. 6-point lead. It was at a dozen. Southern Arkansas quickly got it down to 4, since nestled at 6. 1:01 to play. First shot from Morris. Hits the back iron and out. And Morris' second shot is good. Christian Brothers' lead is now 5 as Lily Moore checks in for Kylie Warren. Big 3-point bucket on that sequence that helped cut it down from 12 to 6. Deficit currently at 5. Southern Arkansas trying to press the subject here. Montgomery's got it. A high dribble. Might have carried. Coleman drives inside untouched. 43 seconds. And Moore's got it. An athletic look at it. Jennings climbs in. Skies to get the rebound. Contact drawn. I believe it could be Emily Jones. That's who's going to be tabbed with the foul. It'll be her second. So now 2 shots for Janae Jennings, 36.9 to play. And the first shot won't go, leads at 7 for CBU. Dory Brown with the offensive rebound. Her putback unsuccessful. CBU clears it. They're going to try to bring it across the timeline. Just about a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Jones drives in, has it knocked away by Lily Moore. It'll stay with Christian Brothers. So a 0.8 of a second difference between the game clock and the shot clock. 23.8 to play, 23 on the shot clock. McMath has it. Guarded by Jennings. McMath drives inside, up off the glass. She has a good look at it. 12 seconds. Shot clock's off. Jennings has it. Quick pass inside. Cook, turnaround. Shot won't go. Gets a rebound. The putback unsuccessful. And that'll go out of bounds. Christian Brothers basketball with 1.1 to play and a 9-point lead. And I think they'll just hold it, and that will do it. 2 quarters of play in the books. Southern Arkansas trails Christian Brothers by 9 as we head to the intermission. just under about 3.5 minutes until the second half begins here inside the W.T. Watson Center. Christian Brothers 51, Southern Arkansas 42. For Christian Brothers, led in scoring by Emily Jones. She's got 16 on 6 of 10 shooting. Jeremiah Montgomery has 11 points on 4 of 6 shooting. And the next scorer is Yaya Coleman with 9 points, 4 of 11 shooting. Christian Brothers played just 8 players. When you look at the Southern Arkansas box score, it is as you would expect. 12 players have taken the floor for SAU here this afternoon. All of them have logged at least 3 minutes of action. Muleriders are led in scoring by Ariana Gwynn. She's got 10 points. Kesey Young has 9, and Kylie Warren follows with 8. For Christian Brothers, 56.3% shooting in the first quarter. They cooled slightly, if you want to call it that, to just 50% in the second quarter, and at the intermission, 19 of 36 from the floor, 52.8%. If you're Southern Arkansas, you're down by just 9. Looking at that shooting percentage by your opponent, you got to feel not too bad being in the position you're at. It was a big 8-0 run for the Muleriders in about a 90-second span with just under 4 minutes to play in the second quarter that helped them cut a 12-point deficit all the way down to 4. Credit to CBU for running it back up to 9 at the break. Southern Arkansas shooting 38.1%, 16 of 42 from the floor. 3 less makes and 6 more attempts than their opponents. And so far it's been Christian Brothers giving Southern Arkansas a little taste of their own medicine. They've got 19 points off of turnovers, 19 points fast break opportunities, and their bench is outscoring SAU 16-10. Christian Brothers has held the lead for just under 11.5 minutes. We're about 60 seconds from beginning the second half action here inside the W.T. Watson Center. Join us on Monday as the Southern Arkansas men's basketball team plays host to Delta State. Another former Gulf South Conference foe rolls into the Watson Center. Tip-off for that one is scheduled for 7 p.m. And then these two squads will begin Great American Conference play on Thursday in Searcy, against Harding. And then they'll return to action for their conference home opener on Saturday. Both of them will take to the floor on Saturday. First time we'll see that this season. And then Southern Arkansas, Monday's game will close out non-conference play for the Mulerider men, while a December 14th meeting with Champion Christian here inside the W.T. Watson Center will close out the non-conference portion of the schedule for the SAU women. Cook, Young, Warren, Ezekiel, and Gwynn on the floor for SAU here to begin the third quarter. Emily Jones, Isabella Jones, Yaya Coleman, Carly Bates, and Darcy Doran are the 5 for the Lady Bucks. Christian Brothers basketball, and we're underway here in the second half. Inside to Doran, kicks out to Bates, 3-point shot, and just like that, the lead back to a dozen, 15 seconds into this second half action. And the up and under, a nice move to the hole, Ariana Gwynn. Nicely done. Drove by a defender, went up and under with the right hand, used the glass. And it's a 10-point advantage for Christian Brothers. Doran's got it, guarded by Warren, over to Emily Jones, contested by Ezekiel. Kicks over to Coleman, guarded by Young, steps in, tries to use the left hand. And whistle called on the low block. I believe they're going to get Kesey Young with the foul. It's going to be her second personal foul, first team foul for either squad here. So now Coleman to the line. 2 shots coming. Too strong on the first one. And the second one too strong. Ezekiel clears it for SAU, brings it up the far side. Kicks down low to Tierra Cook, and the shot won't go. Offensive rebound, Kesey Young. Her putback unsuccessful. Gets it again, puts it up, and they've cut it to a single-digit deficit at 8 points. Now they've got a defender trapped. Offensive player trapped, and driving in is Coleman. Her shot won't go, contested by Cook. Gwynn's got it. Ezekiel, open three-point shot. It won't go. And they're going to get Young with contact. So 2 fouls for Young in a span of about 60 seconds. She'll have to take a seat. As Maggie Evans checks in for Kesey. Coleman inbounds to Bates, back to Coleman. So Arkansas trying to keep CBU on this end of the floor. Finally get it across the timeline. Ezekiel comes in and rips it away from Coleman. It'll be a turnover forced. Trapped by Cook, taken away by Ezekiel. And now Warren will inbound from just in front of the Hall of Famer, Jeff Harrington, PA announcer here inside the W.T. Watson Center. Wynn's got it, back over to Warren. Be an open three-point shot. Ariana Gwynn hits the front of the rim and out. Cook with the offensive rebound. It's tipped away by Montgomery. Bates is going to come away with the errant pass. Now Emily Jones, a wide open three-point shot. It's going to rim out and tipped out by Doran. Jones controls it over to Bates, wide open three. Shot a little too strong, and finally Southern Arkansas comes away with the rebound. Evans has got it, and it's going to be kicked as she tried to bounce it inside to Tierra Cook. Now Dory Brown checks in for Maggie Evans. Gwynn, Brown, Cook, Ezekiel, and Warren on the floor for SAU. Inbound pass goes to Gwynn. She's going to drive in, uses the glass. Shot won't go. Offensive rebound, Tierra Cook. She's fouled on the putback attempt. She'll go to the line for 2 shots here. 7:47 to play in the third quarter. First shot from Cook won't go. Second attempt, and it's successful. And Brown forces the turnover. She'll use the glass. It was cut to 7, and now it's down to 5, and Christian Brothers is going to call a timeout with 7:40 to play here in the third quarter. A free throw and a quick bucket off of a steal by Dory Brown. And the CBU lead cut to just 5, 54-49. Coming out of the timeout, 7:40 to play, third quarter action. Isabella Jones to inbound from the baseline. Tossed in to Emily Jones. Kick back out to Bates. Southern Arkansas putting a lot of pressure on here, trailing by just 5, and it's knocked away. That was the steal. Give the credit to Ezekiel. And she's able to get it into Kylie Warren. And so Southern Arkansas with a chance to cut it to one possession. Here just under 7.5 to play in the third quarter. Warren, she'll take a 3. Shot won't go. Offensive rebound. Ezekiel, kick back out to Warren. She'll drive in, stop, up off the glass. And she'll head to the line for 2 shots. It's going to be Emily Jones, her third personal. Be the second team foul for the Lady Bucks. Warren to the line for 2 shots. Her first trip to the charity stripe. She's got 8 points for SAU. Third leading scorer for the Muleriders. And I believe they're going to have to look to see who the last foul was on. It was called Emily Jones, which would give her her third personal foul. She's got 16 points and has definitely been one of the top performers here for the Lady Bucks. So a third foul for her would definitely benefit Southern Arkansas, and that's why Christian Brothers wants the officials to take another look at it. Jessie Carmack in her third season. So I believe they're going to have the foul call. It's going to be changed to 10. That'll be Isabella Jones. So second personal for Isabella Jones as opposed to the third personal for Emily Jones. Keeping up with the Joneses here inside the W.T. Watson Center. As Warren's first shot from the free throw line, a little too strong, rims out. And the second shot is good. So Southern Arkansas has cut it to 4. 54-50. Bates controls it, brings it across the timeline. Gives to Coleman, guarded by Ezekiel. Coleman drives in. It bounces around and in for the bucket for Coleman. And a nice pass, Dory Brown to Tierra Cook. Count the bucket. And Southern Arkansas putting some pressure on them. And ball's kicked around. And now Bates was somewhat trapped, able to get it out to Montgomery from the logo. She'll drive in. Has it lost, or has it stolen away by Cook? Cook's going to drive the length of the floor. Shot won't go. Brown there couldn't grab the rebound. Instead, Isabella Jones comes away with it, kicks it out to Bates, and now Christian Brothers controls. Doran has it momentarily, gives way to Bates. And Bates drives in. Her shot won't go. Isabella Jones with the rebound, and she is going to be fouled on the way up. And they're going to get Cook, Tierra Cook, with the foul. It'll be her second personal foul. Third team foul for SAU here in the third quarter. Maggie Evans, Cameron Fennell. Warren remains on the court, as does Brown. Diamond Morris in the ball game. 2 shots coming here for Isabella Jones. And the first shot rolls over the top of the rim and in. And the second attempt is good as well, so both of them are good for Isabella Jones. She'll take a seat as Emily Jones checks back into the ball game. 6-point lead for the Lady Bucks at 58-52 at the 5:58 mark of the third quarter. Morris, decent look at it in the corner. Tried to get it inside to Dory Brown. It's going to stay with SAU as it gets knocked out of bounds. Brown inbound from the near baseline. Lobs into Morris. Morris drives in. Backs down Coleman. Her shot won't go. Coleman with the rebound. She loses it. Morris comes away with it. Gives to Evans. Evans up off the glass and in. And again, Southern Arkansas has climbed to within 4. Under 5.5 to play here in the third quarter. Applying some pressure. Dory Brown knocks it away. Transition opportunity. Up off the glass again. Maggie Evans back-to-back buckets from 23. And they've cut it to 2. Bates brings it across the timeline quickly. Montgomery's got it. She'll be contested by Morris. Gets her rebound. Second shot won't go. And Warren down low. And I believe they're going to call her for the foul. What a sequence there for Southern Arkansas. It's going to go against Warren. Be her first personal 14 foul here for SAU. And that'll cue the under 5 media timeout with exactly 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Christian Brothers 58, Southern Arkansas 56. Carly Bates to inbound from the near baseline, gets it into Emily Jones. Jones wraps it over to Coleman, throws inside to Montgomery, streaking to the basket, and an off-balance shot with the left hand's going to go. And Fennell thought she might have traveled. It did look like it from here. She was able to control herself once she got across the timeline. Morris across the court to Warren. Warren drives in. She's contested. That was Doran. Officials are going to call it a block. Looked like there might have been a little bit more contact than that. And Bates is going to throw it off the leg of Brown. So CBU can reset it here. Four-point ball game, 60-56. 4.5 to play here in the third quarter. Dorn's got it, gets it over to Coleman, guarded by Brown. And that's going to be a backcourt violation. Or excuse me, 10 seconds. Good defense there from Southern Arkansas. Warned inbound from the near side. And now Evans checks in. for Cook. Excuse me, checks in for Dory Brown. Fennell's got it over to Warren. Jones running the baseline, gets over in the corner, back to the left wing, Fennell. Jones looked inside and instead kicks it to Warren, a three-point shot. Kylie Warren, nicely done. Just about couldn't guard it any better as Evans knocks that one out of bounds. 60-59. Coach Collins was trying to see if the other official potentially saw the ball go off, and behind the back, Evans couldn't get the shot to go. McMath has got it. She drives down in traffic. Jones has it, off balance attempt. And that's a tough foul call. She was off balance coming into the paint. 60-59, folks, they're getting their money's worth today inside the W.T. Watson Center. And that probably wouldn't hit it home as much if I told you it was free admission. But instead, we got a good one developing here inside the W.T. Watson Center. 60-59, Brown back into the ball game. Gwynn takes to the floor. Fennell and Warren will head to the bench. Emily Jones, 2 shots coming here. First shot is successful. Second shot for Emily Jones, and that one rims out. Dory Brown skies for the rebound. So in Arkansas with an opportunity to tie it or potentially even take the lead. Jessica Jones, a three-pointer. It won't go. Flying in for try to grab the rebound was Ariana Gwynn. Gwynn listed at 5'2", but I tell you what, she gets on the floor, sometimes plays like she's 5'10", 5'11". She has no problem banging around inside. Instead, they call her for the foul over the back on Crawford. Crawford's first shot is successful. CBU lead back to 3. And the second shot is good as well. And brings it across the timeline. Into the corner to Morris, guarded by McMath. Inside to Gwynn. Throws down low to Dory Brown. Gives back way to Gwynn. And a tough rim, but an offensive rebound. Maggie Evans, and the putback successful. Back and forth we go inside WT. Trapped in the corner. Loose ball on the floor. Brown's got it. Controls it momentarily. Instead, it's knocked away on the pass attempt. And now a held ball. And it's going to be Christian Brothers basketball. Montgomery to inbound from the near baseline. Guarded by Evans. And Morris knocks it away. And again, now it'll be the just about the corner of the floor. Montgomery to inbound again. They'll have 6 seconds to get it across the timeline, and Brown knocks that one away. Southern Arkansas making it tough on Christian Brothers. Here under 3 to play in the third quarter. It's going to be a long inbound. Jones has it, guarded by Morris. And it's going to be a kick out. Crawford, corner 3. Shot won't go, tipped around. Morris comes away with it, fighting for the rebound. And I don't know if we got a timeout. I believe we got a timeout call here with 2:42 to play in the third quarter. believe it's going to be a 30-second timeout. 63-61, a 2-point ball game between the Christian Brothers and Southern Arkansas. Out of the timeout. Wynn's got it. Hard pass inside. Brown couldn't handle it. Knocked away. Held ball is going to stay with SAU. 2:34 to play here in the third quarter. Plenty of time for the Muleriders. 18 on the shot clock. Brown inbound from the near baseline. Lob pass out to Morris. She grabs to the top of the key. Guarded by Doran. Morris backs her down. Spins inside and going to draw the foul. Nicely done by Diamond Morris. She'll head to the line for 2 shots. She's 2 of 4 from the free throw stripe this afternoon. 9 Mule Riders have scored for SAU this afternoon. First attempt from a Diamond. Hits the side of the rim and bounces off. Second shot attempt is good. It is a 1-point ball game, 63-62. Montgomery had it just about had an opportunity to get across the line, and Brown McMath loses it. It goes out of bounds. I don't believe there's going to be a whistle, not necessarily a foul call. McMath was losing her balance as she crossed the timeline. Montgomery, a wide open 3-point shot. It's going to rim out. Brown had an opportunity for a board, had it knocked away. It'll stay with CBU. McMath creates her own shot, won't go. Crawford with the rebound. McMath streaking inside for the bucket on the assist from Crawford. And the lead's back to 3 for CBU. And Gwynn drives in, has it knocked away. Southern Arkansas will have it. 1:53 to play in the third quarter. Gives way to Dory Brown. Shot won't go. And Montgomery come away with it. Brown ties her up. It's going to stay with the Lady Bucks. So Tiara Cook, Kylie Warren check back into the ball game. Jessica Jones, Maggie Evans will sit. Montgomery inbound from the baseline. Bounces it into McMath. Back over to Jones. Gets by Gwynn. She's going to try to go the length of the floor and up off the glass. Successful effort there from Emily Jones. So Arkansas pushes it the other way. Morris leaves for Gwynn. Count it! Count it, and it's back to a 2-point deficit. The 3-point shot. Ariana Gwynn, 67-65. Final 70 seconds upon us here in quarter number 3. Doran controls it. 15 on the shot clock. Picks up her dribble and might have picked up her foot. Instead, Tiara Cook comes away with the steal. She'll reset it momentarily. Gwynn drives in, leaves for Brown, wide open under the basket. And we are tied at 67 with under 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Montgomery drives in, kicks to Crawford. Jones from the right wing, the three won't go. Gwynn will control it. About a second and a half difference. Quick pass down low. Morris kicks out. Brown thought about a three. Instead, they'll pull it back. It'll be about a second and a half difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Shot attempt, though, in the final second shouldn't leave much time for Christian Brothers. Morris from the corner. Shot won't go, and it's tipped out. And I believe it's going to stay with Southern Arkansas. 5.4 seconds. And the Muleriders will have the final shot. Gwynn takes the seat. Cameron Fennell checks back into the game. Brown inbound from the baseline. Gets it up to Kylie Warren. Guarded by Crawford. Warren spins inside. Up off the glass. Count the bucket. And just like that, Southern Arkansas on the final shot of the third quarter regains the lead. 69-67. Folks, don't go anywhere. It is going to be an entertaining final 10 minutes of action. The final quarter is upon us. Southern Arkansas carries a 2-point advantage into the final 10 minutes of play, and they have the basketball as Warren inbounds to Cameron Fennell, who are joined on the court by Kesey Young, Tierra Cook, and Diamond Morris. And Young forces the subject. Physical inside, count the bucket, and it's a 4-point lead for SAU. This is where Coach Collins would like to see his bunch start turning it on defensively. Of course, they certainly did that in the third quarter. Isabella Jones, a three-pointer from the corner. It won't go. Fennell's got it. She controls it. Up to Morris along the far side. Drives inside. Count the bucket for Diamond Morris, and she'll go to the line to potentially make it a 7-point lead 38 seconds into the fourth quarter. They get Isabella Jones with her third personal foul. Montgomery checks back into the game for CBU. And Morris connects to make it the old-fashioned three-point play. She guards Emily Jones, gets it over to Montgomery, and they cross the timeline as Bates runs the baseline over to Doran. Back out to Jones. Coleman drives in, uses the right hand. The runner doesn't go. Montgomery offensive rebound. Acrobatic shot. Off balance. It won't go either. Warren controls the rebound, gives way to Fennell. Southern Arkansas trying to push it here. Warren, she'll take a three. Off the glass, won't go. Last touch by Christian Brothers. It's going to be Southern Arkansas basketball. 8:48 to play in the ball game. 74-67. Young backs down to the defender. Up off the glass. Shot won't go. Coleman with the rebound. She's trapped by 3 Muleriders. Gets it out to Montgomery. Now Christian Brothers with numbers, and they'll take advantage. Doran off the glass. Ends a mini scoring drought for the Lady Bucks. Morris, she drives inside. Shot a little too strong. Kesey Young with the offensive board. It won't go. Gets her rebound. Tries to give way to Morris. Trapped along the far baseline. Now she'll drive in, wrap around, and Kesey comes away with the rebound. Inside to Diamond. Pivots. Kylie Warren three-point shot. And they blow the play dead. I believe they're saying they thought it hit the top of the backboard. It clearly hit the side, but instead Southern Arkansas is going to come away with the turnover to give to Warren. Back into Fennell, and Young wasn't ready for the pass inside. Both of them kind of have a smirk as they realize they might have missed on an opportunity there. Jones gets it, being contested by Dory Brown. Doran in the corner, three-pointer. Front iron won't go. Cook with the rebound, nearly stumbles over her own teammate. Instead, she'll control it. Warren with it, leaves it for Fennell. 7:41. Warren, a three-pointer, a little too strong. Shot won't go. And now Bates has got it. She's going to push it to the other end. Fakes a pass, drives inside, left hand. Won't go, and now she'll get tabbed with the foul as Brown's knocked to the floor. Southern Arkansas was hurriedly trying to get back into transition. And now Ezekiel checks in for Fennell. 7:27 to play in the ballgame. 2 team fouls for Christian Brothers. We're in the final quarter of play. None for Southern Arkansas. 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes in. Quick pass inside. Warren. Young can't hold it. And ball's on the floor. Jump ball. It will stay. Actually, it's going to go Christian Brothers. So CBU will take it. 7:13 to play. Brown to guard the inbounder. That'll be Coleman. Bates controls it. And Young comes away with the rebound. Had a little bit of a clock malfunction as they try to force it. Warren goes up. Shot won't go. Little contact. No whistle. And now a wide open three-point attempt. Top of the key. Gwynn's shot won't go. Offensive rebound. Kenzie Ezekiel from the baseline. Her putback unsuccessful. Now Jones tries to control it. And the ball's on the floor. Warren and Dory both on the floor. And now they're going to say foul was on the floor. Jones was rolled up on. Brown was over the top over. Warren was somewhat under Jones. A pile up right there around the logo. Been a physical game from both sides. Inbound goes to Kesey Young and creates her own shot. A good look at it, just wouldn't go. I like Kesey anytime with that much of a cushion. Coleman's shot won't go. Christian Brothers has somewhat went cold here in the fourth quarter. Coleman again. And finally, Southern Arkansas with a rebound. That's Kesey Young. Brings it across the timeline. It's knocked away. Jones guarding her. Gwynn drives in. Leaves it for Evans. And a good shot there from Maggie Evans. The lead now 7 for Southern Arkansas. 6 minutes to play in the ball game. And Southern Arkansas putting the pressure on defense. They may have to look and see what the shot clock was the last play. Actually, no, they're going to set it at 22, which is probably right. They got it across the timeline after some traffic there on the backside. In the corner to Dorn. Dorn's going to drive in uncontested. And a quick pass down the other way. It's going to be knocked away. It should stay with Southern Arkansas. Tierra Cook checks in for Ariana Gwynn. Cook, Young, Brown, Evans, and Ezekiel. Brown's got it, wraps around, tries to give to Evans, and they're going to call a jump ball along the baseline. You don't see that happen often, but it'll stay with Southern Arkansas. 5:27 to play in the ball game. 5-point advantage for the Muleriders. Young controls it off the inbound. Drives right inside the paint. 2 players on her. Contact drawn, loose ball. Montgomery's going to come away with it. She loses it crossing the timeline. And now Ezekiel will force the held ball, and it should stay with Christian Brothers. Dorn to inbound, gets it to Bates. Coleman's got it, spins around the throw stripe and uses the left hand. That was a nice piece of offensive work there from Yaya Coleman. And that cuts the SAU lead to 3. Cook loses it as Dorn's going to come away with it, and instead a good job by Maggie Evans to get in there and to force the held ball. And that'll keep it with Southern Arkansas. So the final media stoppage of the afternoon with 4:54 to play. Southern Arkansas by 3, 76-73 here inside the W.T. Watson Center. Coming out of the media timeout, Southern Arkansas basketball. Ezekiel to inbound, right across from the scorer's table on the far side. Fennell, Evans, Warren on the floors. The shot, 3-point shot from Ezekiel won't go. Christian Brothers rebounds. Bates has it, guarded by Evans, and it's knocked away. Actually, no, there's a pass inside to Montgomery. And now Bates is on the floor. I believe she might have banged her head there on the hardwood as she hit the deck. Southern Arkansas will have some changes here. (76-75). It is a 1-point ball game. Back and forth action. Southern Arkansas opened with the first 10 points of the contest, but was outscored 23-10 in the first quarter as the Lady Bucks took a 23-20 lead into the second quarter, and CBU led 51-42 at the break, led by 9, and it was a bucket by Kylie Warren to end the third quarter that gave Southern Arkansas a 69-67 lead through 3, and that capped a 27-point quarter for the Muleriders, who also held the Lady Bucks to just 16 points. They've held them to just 22 here in the second half after Christian Brothers scored 23 in the first and 28 in the second. Warren's got it, looked inside, instead throws over to the right to Gwen. She'll drive in, wrap around to Young, mishandles it, kick out. Ezekiel, three-point shot. That's a big-time bucket from Kinsey, and the lead is now 4. And now trapped in the backcourt, going to have to get it away. And no call there. Has stepped on the line. McMath was trapped. Instead, she gets it away. That's Coleman's shot won't go. Young's going to control it for Southern Arkansas. Under 4 to play. Quick give. Ezekiel again. Shot won't go. Evans fighting for the rebound. And it's going to go with CBU. So substitution for Southern Arkansas. Warren will take a seat as Morris checks into the game. Math brings it across. Jones drives in, uses that right hand, dishes down to Montgomery for the bucket, and again, it's back to a 2-point game. Under 3.5 to play. We've got a post-Turkey Day thriller on our hands, folks. Inside, Young. Unguarded, easy bucket. Good vision there from Ariana Gwynn. 81-77. Kick out to Dorn. Leaves it for Jones in the corner. She'll drive in, contested by Evans. Not a bad foul there from Maggie Evans as Jones was about to go in uncontested. 2:59 to play here in the fourth quarter. Changes for Christian Brothers. McMath comes off as Bates checks back in. Evans will sit down, as will Ezekiel. Warren and Brown back to the floor for SAU. 2:59 to play in the ball game. First shot from Jones is good. 5 of 6 from the free throw line this afternoon. She's got 20 points. That was her 20th point. Second attempt. That'll give her 21. 4 Lady Bucks in double figures, 3 for Southern Arkansas. Warren over to Morris in the corner, back to the top of the key in Gwynn. She'll drive inside, has it knocked away. Jones comes away with it, and they're going to tab Jones with the travel, and so turns it right back over to Southern Arkansas. 81-79, tensions rising here inside the W.T. Watson Center. Warren inbound from the SAU bench. Looked inside, instead gives way to Gwynn. Back quickly in the corners. Morris, she's got 2 players on her. Going to throw to Gwynn, back to Kylie, to Morris. Thought about a 3, instead drives in, stop, pop, shot won't go. Young down low. It's going to go out on her instead. Actually, they may call a foul. And they're going to tab Doran with the foul. Should be her 4th personal foul, 4th team foul here in the quarter. Brown to inbound, gives to Young. She loses it off her foot. Morris is going to come away with it. She'll drive in, right hand, too strong. Brown clears. Her putback won't go either, and now Jones rebounds it for Christian Brothers. Going to give way to Bates. She's trapped in the corner. And I believe CBU was able to get a timeout from their bench with 2:15 to play in the fourth quarter. 81-79, Southern Arkansas by a bucket. Coming out of the timeout. Christian Brothers to inbound from the far baseline. That's Coleman. She's going to have to hurry. Throws it away, and it's going to go out of bounds. Southern Arkansas basketball. Great defense by the Muleriders. Ezekiel back into the game. Brown will sit. Young to inbound from the baseline. 2:15 to play in the ballgame. The inbound. Ezekiel, three-pointer. Just hits off the right side of the rim. Controlled by the Lady Bucks. Bates has it, guarded by Morris. Gives to Coleman. And good defense there. She was definitely outmatched. Great defense from Ariana Gwynn. Now Southern Arkansas trying to push it the other way, and that'll count the bucket. 1:45 to play. 83-79, the lead's 4. Jones drives in. She can't get the shot to go, but she will go to the line for 2 shots. And they're going to get Kylie Warren with the foul. It'll be her 3rd personal foul, just the 2nd team foul for the Muleriders here in the 4th quarter. First shot from Jones is successful. 22 points for Emily Jones. 7 of 13 shooting. I don't know if there's enough time, but she's flirting with a triple-double. She's got 8 rebounds and 6 steals. She's been all over the floor for the Lady Bucks this afternoon. Now 23 points for Emily Jones. Clock ticks under 1:35. A 2-point ball game. Final 90 seconds upon us. 15 on the shot clock. Southern Arkansas wraps it around. Ezekiel drives in, and a good play from Kinsey Ezekiel. They wrapped it all the way around. She drives in, gets the basket to go. Southern Arkansas calls timeout. Brown will check in. And it's a 4-point game with 79 seconds to play in the ball game. (85-81). Hard to think of a better way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Some good college basketball like we've seen so far today. A 4-point game, back and forth action inside the W.T. Watson Center. Dorn inbounds, gets it over to Coleman, over to Bates. Brown guarding. Bates creates some separation and is finally able to get it in, almost a loose ball out of bounds. Jones has it, tries to create some separation. They'll back it back out. Final 60 seconds upon us. Brown, screen from Montgomery. Tried to wrap around, a good job by Dory to follow the trailer. Jones has it, she'll drive in, up off the glass. As Gwynn brings it across the timeline, a 2-point game, 41 seconds to play. 85-83, Southern Arkansas by a bucket. Gwynn's got it over to Morris. Thought about driving in, instead kicks to Ezekiel. And she loses it out of bounds, 28 seconds to play. And the shot clock is off. And so Christian Brothers, actually they're going to call a timeout on their end. It'll stretch to a full timeout. So they will have the opportunity to win the ball game here or potentially elect to go to overtime with a 2-point bucket. And so Tierra Cook will check in for Southern Arkansas. Looks like it'll be Gwynn, Cook, Morris, Brown, and Young for the Muleriders. 28.6 seconds to play. 85-83. It's been a barn burner, folks. We will see who Christian Brothers goes to put on the court, as they'll be able to draw up a potential game-winning shot. It'll be interesting to see if they try to hold for the last shot or if they try to get one off with a couple of seconds to spare, hoping for an offensive board or maybe even a foul or of some sort. CBU 27.3% from beyond the arc this afternoon, 6 of 22. They're 17 of 20 from the stripe. So it'll be interesting to see what they draw up. They'll inbound from their bench. Dorn will be the trigger. Jones, Bates, Montgomery, and Coleman on the floor. And trying to get it in. Jones gets it. She'll be guarded by Brown at the top. Jones drives in, met by Morris. They'll kick out to Coleman. The three won't go. Southern Arkansas controls it. And Gwynn is going to call timeout. That will be able to push it across the timeline here with 16.3. That was a pretty good look for Coleman. She could not get it to go. And a good job by Southern Arkansas on the boards. 16.3 left in the ball game. 85-83, Southern Arkansas. You got to think Christian Brothers is going to foul early. But if you could somehow evade the foul, take some more time off the clock. Gwynn, Ezekiel, Warren, Young, I believe Morris will be the five on the floor for SAU. Montgomery, Bates, Emily Jones, Yaya Coleman, and Darcy Dorn are the five for CBU. This has been a ball game, folks. This has been a good one. Young to inbound from the far side. Young inbound to Warren, and that's who you want on the line. Kylie Warren will head to the free throw line. It'll just be her second trip this afternoon. She went 1 of 2. Her first trip, they're going to get Jones with the foul. And so Brown will check in for Ezekiel. Tierra Cook will get set to check in. She'll be checking in for Warren, who's at the line for 2 shots. First shot from Kylie is good. Makes it a 3-point game. This free throw is huge. The second one from Kylie, and it is good. Kylie Warren, nicely done at the free throw stripe. It's now a 4-point game with 14.4 seconds to play. Cook and Brown check in. Coleman gets it in to Bates. Cook running side by side and nearly threw it out of bounds. It's going to be a 3-point attempt. Shot won't go. Young's up. She gets it away to Gwynn. And they're going to call a foul with just 1 second to play, and that should do it, folks. That should do it. Southern Arkansas on their way, 87-83. 2 shots coming for Ariana Gwynn. And so Gwynn first of 2 shots, and it's good. Get ready here. So now the officials are going to talk things over. Not sure what they could technically be talking about. Was already a free throw into the sequence. And so one official's now trying to talk with another one, and now they're both going to send the teams to their respective benches. And so 88-83 is our score. It's a 5-point game with just 1 second on the clock and one more shot from the free throw line for Ariana Gwynn. Southern Arkansas, if they can hold on, and it looks like they will, has been able to somewhat suppress Christian Brothers despite the Lady Bucks shooting 43.5% from the floor. Of course, it was just a 6 of 21 mark. Correction, 6 of 24 mark from three-point range. And so now conference is over. And Gwynn back to the line. Second shot here with just a second to play. 5-point ball game. And shot won't go. Controlled by Christian Brothers, but that will do it. Southern Arkansas, what an effort by the Mulerider women here tonight inside the Watson Center. Winners 88-83 over Christian Brothers, and they improve to 4-1 on the season. A great effort from Coach Adam Collins' bunch this afternoon. Erasing a 9-point deficit at the half, taking a 2-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, and was able to fend off a feisty Christian Brothers squad here this afternoon. We're going to step aside and get some final numbers, and hopefully we'll be able to talk to Coach Collins here before we get off the air this afternoon. Some final numbers for you here following the 88-83 win for Southern Arkansas over Christian Brothers. The Mulerider women, 5 players in double-figure scoring. Ariana Gwynn and Kylie Warren both with 16 points. Kesey Young with 15 points and 14 rebounds. And Kinsey Ezekiel with 10 points to round out the double-figure scores. And Maggie Evans was right there with a couple of big key buckets, finished with 8 points. Southern Arkansas, 16 steals, and they were able to slow down Christian Brothers despite a 43.5% shooting clip. In fact, looking at Christian Brothers quarter-by-quarter field goal percentage, 56.3% in the first quarter. They scored 23 points. In the second quarter, they went 50% from the floor and scored 28 points. But it was in the second half when Southern Arkansas held CBU to 16 points in both the third and fourth quarters, while forcing them into a 33.3% shooting clip from the floor in both of those quarters of play. So really good defense there by Southern Arkansas in the second half, especially late, to hold off the Lady Bucks. Southern Arkansas improves to 4-1 on the season. We're hoping to hear from head coach Adam Collins. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to tonight. We may have to just catch him later, but you will be able to hear from him sometime this week on MuleriderAthletics.com, as we will have a preview of Southern Arkansas getting set to enter into conference play, which will be on the road on Thursday night, and then they will tune in, or they'll be back inside the W.T. Watson Center on Saturday, as both the SAU men and SAU women will be in action. Of course, this coming Monday, the SAU men will take to the floor for their final non-conference game of the season. We'll have all the action for you here live on MuleriderAthletics.com. We thank you for joining us here on this Saturday following the Thanksgiving holiday. We hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we will see you Monday night.